Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli. We're here doing another Tackle Warehouse vlog. Really cool scenario today. We're upriver. We're fishing around one of my favorite forms of cover, cypress trees. We're gonna try to figure it out. Come on, let's go. Key to fishing this stuff is there's so many cypress trees. You gotta get that first bite and figure out what kind of trees they're around. Are they around these ones near the bank? Are they on them isolated ones out there? I don't know. When they get on those outside ones, they group up. You know, when they're coming back out for the spawn. That's what I was hoping, those outside ones would have fish on them, but I can't get bit on the inside ones, the outside ones. I don't know. I mean, we've hit probably 100 cypress trees and haven't had a bite. Not good. Yeah, I don't think they're migratory. I think they got enough stuff here that I don't know why they'd want to leave. Maybe at the water being high, they're too scattered. I don't know. Came out of a bush. I mean, dirt shallow, like 1.5 feet of water. We came up the river here to flip cypress trees, and we fished 100 cypress trees and haven't had a bite. So we switched to fishing, I call these scrub bushes. A lot of these bushes will grow when the lake's low, and then when the lake comes back up, the water will flood. Went to, you know, my favorite all-time flipping bait. It's a Berkley Havoc Devil Spear. It's a color called Green Pumpkin Magic, which is a real good color when the sun's out. It's got a lot of that holographic metal flake in it. It's a 3/8 ounce VMC, tungsten flipping weight. And of course, that's the 4/0 VMC heavy duty flipping hook. This is just a good setup for when the fish get in flooded bushes and flooded cover. Devil Spear is a great setup. The other thing that's great about this bait, a lot of beaver style baits have no tail action. If you look at the cross section of that tail, it's serrated. It's got ridges in it. And on the fall, that tail activates. So that's the first clue of the day. And it didn't even come off a cypress tree. That's what I mean, like when you're on a lake like this on a Saturday and you don't see a boat for miles, it's telling you something, you know? And you get in this area, it's got all the grass and the cleaner water, and all of a sudden it's just boats everywhere. I mean, it's nice not fishing around boats, but at a lake like this, usually there's something to it. I just need to figure out something. Man, come on! It's Sam Rayburn Lake and I can't get a bass to bite. Gotta get out of here. I'm done, man. We gotta get out of here. I mean, this is kind of what we were doing yesterday. This kind of, you know, it's a little shallower, but scattered hydrola, same basic deal. I don't want to pick up that jerk bait, man. You got to be able to catch them on something else. There's one. Slow rolling. Oh God! Oh my God. Oh my God. Slow roll on a spinnerbait. One finally ate it. And I dumped him. How nice. I mean, I just can't get anything going. I got no rhythm at all today, man. You get a bite doing something, then you can't get another bite. Probably what we need to do is just go and get into a different area of the lake. That's probably really what we need to do. You know, when I'm flipping, especially this heavy cover, right? We've got matted grass, we've got this scrub brush, and of course we've got some cypress trees. I definitely want to beef up my gear a little bit. You know, we're fishing a devil spear, 4/0, 5/0 hook, 3/8 ounce tungsten weight, and I'm going to beef up this tackle. You know, the rod I like is a 7/6 medium heavy Abu Garcia Ike series rod. It's got about a 20% tip on it and 80% backbone. You want a little bit of tip to load it, but you really want all this rod down here to be backbone. You know, the other real important thing on this setup is the reel. You know, most of the time, a moderate retrieve can get the job done. But when you're flipping this heavy cover and I need to jack one out of this brush or that cypress, I want a reel with a super fast gear ratio. I love Abu Garcia Revo Rocket for this application. I love it for flipping. I love it for frogging. It's 9:0 to 1, one of the fastest gear ratios on the market. And then the last thing's line. And I'm 50-50 on line choice when I'm flipping. About half the time, I'm going to go with braid. I'm going to go with 50 or 65-pound Berkley braid. But in clear water situations, when the fish are receiving a lot of pressure, I'm a huge fan of heavy fluorocarbon. And 25-pound Berkley Trilene fluorocarbon is the deal. Let me tell you something, you cannot break that stuff and it comes through the wood really good. Flipping's fun, but you gotta have the right setup to get them out. Hey. Caught me a dink on the pinky. Dink on the pinky. First bite I've had in about 3 hours. Dink on the pinky. Uh-oh. Big old giant. Oh God, God, no! Oh my God! Oh my God! No! Ah! Ah! Not you, sucker! Woo! Pinky! I love you, Pinky. Oh, my sweet Pinky. I want to make love to you, Pinky. Oh. Wow. Look at that thing. That's what you come to Texas to fish for right there. That's one of those world-class giants, man. We struggled this morning. We went way up the river. We flipped. We caught one doing that. we really had a tough day, and we got into a protected cove with some isolated grass, and a soft plastic jerkbait is one of my favorite baits for catching post-spawn fish. Obviously that's a giant female. She spawned out, she's really thin. She's already dropped her eggs. She's got a few boo-boos on the tail. That's a real typical sign of a post-spawn fish. But the subtle fall of a soft plastic jerkbait is really what does it. This is a bait by Havoc called the Jerk. A lot of people shun away from these, what I call shock colors, but it's really, really good because the fish can see it for a long way off. You know, the other key to this rig is an oversized hook. This is a 5/0 VMC offset, a short leader of fluorocarbon, but here's a key, look at this. A oversized barrel swivel that connects the fluorocarbon to the braid. The swivel acts to stop the twist from that bait, and it also acts as a weight to weight that bait down a little bit. So if you get in trouble, like I did today, go to that soft plastic jerkbait and you'll catch some hogs like that. That's a monster. There you got it, fish of a lifetime. Bye, baby. Mwah. Look at that thing. God, look how long that fish is. Look at that. Let's see. I mean, that fish came out of 2 feet of water. Isn't that crazy? You know, when these fish on a lot of these lakes get in that post-spawn mode, those big females are really looking for an easy meal. They want something that they don't have to chase down, but they want a big, easy meal. One of the best baits you can throw this time of the year, especially up shallow, is a floating worm or a soft jerkbait. And we just caught a really big fish on a soft jerkbait. A lot of key components to it. You know, the one is the bait. This is a Havoc bait called the Jerk. And we've got a really cool deal on this tail. If you look at it, we have a scooped paddle tail. And that little scoop in there, every time you twitch, it catches water and makes that thing flap. That's pretty unique. The components are key when you're fishing this style bait. And I always recommend using oversized components because you actually want to get this bait down a little bit. So we're using a 5/0 VMC offset hook, a big hook. We're using a number 4 or a number 6 VMC barrel swivel. And those components will actually help weight this bait. You know, the other big thing on this technique, and it surprises a lot of people, but I'm a big advocate of a spinning rod for this technique. But I'm not using a little wimpy spinning rod. This is the Abu Garcia Ike Series Spinning Rod, and it's 7/6. This is a pretty big rod. If you look at the tip, we've got about 20% of that rod is tippy, like a regular spinning rod. But a lot of this right here is backbone, so you can catch a lot of big fish with this rod. The other thing is that spinning reel. I always like an oversized spinning reel. I'm using the Abu Garcia MGX 30, and that's a bigger size spinning reel. You know, the final thing for sure, this is a braid to fluoro technique, and I'm using 15-pound Berkley braid. I'm using 12-pound 100% fluorocarbon. You know, the last thing is how you're going to work this bait. And you know, a soft jerk bait is a lot like a regular jerk bait, except I'm going to work it a lot slower. So I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm going to start basically a series of short twitches with my rod tip. Let's make a long cast here and I'll show you. We're going to cast that out there near a cover, near a grass edge. I'm going to put some short twitches in, and then I'm going to pause. Short twitches, and then I'm going to pause. Short twitches, and then I'm going to pause. And the great thing about this bait is because of those components, it's going to twitch, and as it pauses and sinks, that jerkbait's going to shimmy, and that scoop tail is going to flap up and down. When things get tough like they were today, try a floating worm or a soft plastic jerkbait. Things can turn around really quick. Well, there you have it, man. Super tough day filming today for Tackle Warehouse Vlog. As always, the gear and tackle you saw used in this shoot, even that thing I caught that giant on right there, it's available at Tackle Warehouse. And I want you to like, share, and tag your buddy for a chance to win great gear from from Tackle Warehouse. Keep your eye out for more vlogs and more big fish. See you later.